Welcome to Easy 3 Sport Production. I'm your host, Suttles. Before we get started, I just want you to go ahead, smash that like button, click on that bell so that you can get notified for all my new videos, and also hit that subscribe button so that you can see some more big blue videos. Let's get it. This upcoming season expectation for the offense of the New York Giants. Oh man. We look good. We look good after the draft. We've addressed the issues. A lot of people still wanted us to address the offensive line, but at the end of the day, I really do trust this coaching staff. They went out last year and they drafted 3 offensive linemen, and they believe that those 3 offensive linemen mixed with the guys that they have right now will be comparable enough to protect Daniel Jones and to protect Saquon Barkley and to make sure that this offense is running as a well-oiled machine. But now, my expectations, it's not as crazy as everybody's really thinking. Daniel Jones is going to make strides. I want to see him make strides. For me, it's not so much about the numbers, because what I'm seeing, unless Jason Garrett, who is the key part to all of this, unless Jason Garrett is going to change up the concept and change up the scheme that he was doing last year, Daniel Jones is going to be relatively on that same type of level. If he's not letting him throw the ball down the field, if he's not going to utilize the weapons that we have, then Danny is not going to really progress in the way that everybody's thinking that he's going to progress. So for me, I'm looking at it more as Jason Garrett's problem more than Daniel Jones' problem. But these are the things that I want to see from Daniel Jones going into the season and moving forward throughout the season. I want to know that this is our quarterback. I want to know that this is the guy. When it comes down to week 14, week 15, I want a sense that I know Daniel Jones is going to show up and play. Now, the other players may be in question, but I know that my quarterback is going to show up and play. But I really want to see him continue to cut down on the fumbles, because he did cut down on the fumbles last year. He had a massive 18 fumbles the year before. He chopped it down to 11, and I believe relatively 4 or 5 of them was from the running back and or Evan Ingram. Evan Ingram, we're always talking about him. But at the end of the day, cutting down on the fumbles, cutting down on the interceptions, which he had 10 last year, but at the same time, I'm talking about Evan Ingram again, 60% of them was off of Evan Ingram's hand or had Ingram involved in those types of passes. So I want to see him cut down on the turnovers. I want to see him get a good grasp of this concept and this playbook, because at the beginning of the season last year, you can tell he really did not know the playbook. He didn't know where his outlets was. He really didn't know the route concepts. He didn't really know it. Towards the end of the season, you've seen that he began to get more comfortable, and that's when he started to play better and less turnovers was happening. Now, he was only throwing 1 or 2 touchdowns, but that's also because Jason Garrett didn't let him go deep. He didn't let him fling the ball, because Danny is a gunslinger. That's what he is. He tries his hardest to make the plays work, but he is a gunslinger. You have to let this man throw deep. He has a very high completion percentage, throwing deep. Use that as a strength. I like the way that he was running last year. They got the mobility portion of his game implicated into this offensive scheme, but I want to see him understand how the pressure is coming to him and being able to manipulate the pocket. He needs to have some type of pocket presence. He is so gung-ho on looking downfield and making the big play, or making a play just in general. He does not sense pressure, which sometimes is good, but majority of the time is bad, because now you don't know where anybody's coming from, who's coming from behind you, what side they're coming from. It really gets mixed up when it comes to Danny, because his level of pocket presence is like on a 0. He needs to be able to understand how to manipulate the pocket and how to move accordingly when that timer goes off in his head. These are just a couple of things that I really want to see our quarterback do to progress to go to that franchise quarterback type level. Now, for statistics wise, for me, this is for me, because I see that our defense, I believe, is going to be top 5. And with all the weapons around Danny, I'm not going to have an astronomical number where, Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson type number, because we don't need that having this kind of team. I'm looking for Daniel Jones to account for in between 25 to 30 touchdowns, account for. So that means he could throw, he could run for him, but I want to see him account for 25 plus touchdowns. I want to see his interceptions be 8 or less, throwing over 3,400 yards, just being able to manage the game, being able to guide us to wins when we need him at the time that we need him. He's there to show up. Big time games, he's there to show up. Big game situations, he's there to show up. That's what I want. I want that sense of security that if we're down by 3 with 3 minutes to go and Danny's jogging out there, I don't want in my head saying, Danny, just don't fuck up. I want that sense of security, like Danny's going to get it done, just like how Eli did. Eli would be terrible for all 3 quarters, but we all knew when it came to the 4th quarter, he was going to get the job done, and that's what I'm looking for Danny in this 3rd season. I'm not looking for astronomical numbers because the numbers may not be there, but you may look at Danny and just say, yeah, he's getting way better. He has better control of the offense. He knows how his team operates. He knows where everybody likes the ball. He's giving the ball to everybody to make sure that they are there for success. And that's what I want to see from my quarterback, and that's what I want to see from my offense going forward for this next season. And this has been a Subtle's Take for Easy 3 Sport Production. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and also share the video. Sharing is caring. Help the channel grow. Until next time, I'm out.